Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking recent makeup purchases as well as some things I got in PR and giving you guys my final thoughts that I got a chance to test out these products. I have used them in various videos of Get Ready With Me, testing out makeup and all that. So I wanted to come back and give you guys my final thoughts. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree. I'm a crazy lover of all things beauty. I love to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, and I like to do a lot on any makeup. So if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. So I do have quite a bit of products to go over. I'm gonna try to be rapid fire with these reviews and quick with them. But I did want to mention I did film this makeup look that you're seeing. I did a testing new makeup that I recently picked up, and that's what's on my face. But my makeup will always be linked, but that video will probably come up after or before this one. I'm not sure yet, but if it's already up, I'll put up in the corner. If it's not, hit that notification bell so you're notified when it does go up. But I do also have the Artitude Metamorph shadow palette on my eyes. It's stunning. I'm just loving my makeup look, so I wanted to point that out. So now we'll just dive into the ranking. So at the bottom, which is not a product that's necessarily bad, I just didn't think it was that great or that exciting. It's the Vitamask Overnight Lip Mask. This is the Plump and Repair one in vanilla. It has like a weird taste, like you can taste the scent of it. And it didn't really do anything special to my lips. It's clear, but I don't feel like it was any more hydrating than other Lippies that I've tried. It's like a little too thin, so it goes away. So I don't really feel like it gives you that true overnight lip mask experience, because it just kind of shears off after a while, and I'm used to it being more thick so it can actually hydrate throughout the night. So it was just an product. I'll probably keep using it as just something quick to put on if my lips feel dry when I'm around the house. And then the next thing in the ranking is the Lancome Le Base Pro primer. I probably shouldn't have picked this up. I knew going in I probably wasn't gonna love it. It's one of those silicone primers. It's very slippy. It does smooth the skin out, but I feel like it makes makeup kind of slip around. It doesn't grip enough to the makeup. But this is the usual case with these kind of primers. I was just curious. It was on sale. It's really the sale that got me to end up picking this up, and I'm trying to not do that anymore because I knew it wasn't going to be the perfect primer for me. The silicone ones never really truly work on my oily skin type, but it's okay. It's probably something I'll use for filming. And then I also have the Pick Me Up Volume Plus Length Mascara from M Cosmetics. I don't know if they sell this anymore because I tried to look it up and I really couldn't find it on their website, but I got this in a Trend Mood box. It was an okay mascara. It gave a little bit of length. It has a very pokey wand to it. It just didn't give me enough length and enough drama, so that's why it's on the lower end. And then in the next part of the ranking, I have the She Glam powder. The formula is nice, it has a silky feel, but the shade that I got, this was from the Trend Mood box, was Bubblegum, and the pink one just did not work for me. It leaves really stark cast on my skin, especially if I end up putting too much, or if I try to pack it on, because I like to pack powder on in my oily T-zones. I can't do that with this powder because it will look like a very light pink mask on my face. But the actual formula was nice, but nothing special enough where I would go and buy a better shade. And I mean, She Glam is not really a place I shop for cosmetics from. And then we have this from Urban Decay. This is the Face Bond Luminizer in PCH. Honestly, I was kind of underwhelmed. It really didn't show up on my skin. Even when I put it over, try to use it as a highlighter, it was a little bit too sheer, not glowy enough. And when you mix it into your foundation, I really didn't see it that much. It gave a slight minimal glow, but because I always powder my face, it didn't really shine through. Once powder was put on, it wasn't really showing up. And I do feel like there are more affordable options in this kind of glowy base, like Elf and other brands out there. So I didn't think it was worth it. It's nothing special. Maybe it's the shade that I picked up. This kind of has a pinkish tone to it. So that was a little underwhelming for me. And then another underwhelming product is this one from Too Faced. This is the Born This Way Soft Blur Flexible Finish Setting Powder. It wasn't anything special. I don't think it was the most smoothing. It does add a little touch of coverage to it, but it was just like an average powder at the end of the day, and it was a pricier powder. I think what really got me was the damn packaging, and because I love their peach powder that I think they don't sell anymore, the loose one. I'm always curious about their powders, and I also like their Born was it the Born This Way? Well, whatever that powder is, that loose powder, I had it before. I really liked it a lot, so I thought I would try it out. It's okay, nothing special. Also, going into another powder, it's the Clinique powder. I do like this one a little bit better. I don't know, I think it sets really nicely on the skin, especially after I get like oily throughout the day. I like to touch up with it. It doesn't really add any additional coverage. It's just good at like, you know, remattifying the face, getting the shine away. And I like it. It's travel friendly, and surprisingly, I use the sponge because I'm using it on the go. So I actually think this is a nice powder. This is in 101 Invisible Matte. That's why I put it up a little higher. It's nothing special, but it does a job at doing touch-ups. And then the next thing I have here is the e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer. I actually have this on my face right now. It's not the most mattifying. Honestly, I feel like it's just more like the regular Power Grip Primer. Slightly mattifying, but it's not a big difference from their original Power Grip, so it's kind of confusing to me because it's marketed as a matte Power Grip option, and I'm so excited by that. It doesn't really smooth the skin out either, but it does give you that tacky base. But don't buy this if you're looking for it for a matte element, because it's not gonna be the most mattifying, especially if you have the oily skin. Now, maybe if you're more normal or of a dry skin type, this would be more mattifying for you, but on an oily skin type, at least for me, it didn't really do a lot in that aspect. And then I have the lip tinted concealer. I actually think this is pretty good. The thing with this is I feel like it creases more than other concealers in my collection, so it makes me want to use those more because I do have some, you know, lines under the eyes. And I want to minimize as much creasing as I can, even though I'm always going to somewhat crease throughout the day under my eyes. This one just creases so much faster, and it's a little bit more prominent on the creasing under the eyes. I actually have it on right now, and I can really see like the deep creases that are forming. I even tried to use this with different powders. I keep testing it out, trying to get it to work and see if I can use it with different things. But at the end of the day, it just creases more because it's one of those serum thinner concealers, and I feel like thinner concealers tend to crease on me more. I love Lip Tinted as a brand. I love a lot of things from them. It wasn't my favorite, but I'll probably use it more for filming. But for a flawless finish, this is not the concealer I would necessarily go to, and that's why it's like in the neutral category. Then I have the Too Faced Born This Way. That's what the powder's called, Born This Way powder. But this is the Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation. This not necessarily the perfect shade for me. I really struggle with their shade selections and their complexion products, but I didn't think anything was special about this. I don't know if it was necessarily that more mattifying than other like matte foundations that I have. I do like the application of it, and overall it's nice. It's like middle, like I'm neutral on this product. This is a weightless formula, 24-hour smoothness. I don't know if it was necessarily sweat and humidity resistant, but overall neutral. It's not a bad one. It's not like my most favorite, but I'll still use it at the end of the day. Then going on to the highlighter from Sheglam. I actually really like this one. It's a pinky one. It's not too icy of a pinky highlighter. I actually thought it was really nice. It's smooth, and it looks nice on the cheeks. It has little fine sparkles, so I actually did really like this product from Sheglam. It's in the like category. It's not like a groundbreaking highlighter, but it's still a nice one, and I have used it quite a bit. I think it's pretty, and there are other shades of it. I think they have a bunch of different shades actually. Then I have these blushes. I really like these. These are from Glaminatrix. I think they did a good job with this blush release. It has a cream and a powder side to it. I just wish the cream had like a little cover because powder gets into it, and then it has like a kind of satiny, sheeny powder blush with it. I have the shade called Muted Mocha and the shade called Think Pink, which I really love this. It's like one of those cool tone, like bubblegum pink ones. The thing with this one is the creams, I feel like they're really, really melty, and you do have to kind of build them up. You can build it up. They're not like the most pigmented, which might be a good thing if you're into a more lighter cream blush. You want to have more wiggle room to work with it and not have it overly pigmented. I just wish it was a little bit more. I do have to build it up. It's just so melty. I do like the powder side. I think overall, I think they're nice. I just don't love these as much as other products that I have like this in my collection. But I thought the colors that they came out with was really nice options. And I think they did pretty good for like a more smaller indie brand on cheap products. So I really liked it. Then we're going on to this one from e.l.f. I finally found a bronzing drop that I think actually works for me and shows up under my foundation even with powder. Like this will give you a lot of glow. Now it does warm up my foundation, so I have to be careful because it can make it a little too warm, and it definitely darkens it. So I definitely have to use this like during the summertime when I have a tan, because I got the pure gold shade, but I love that it actually has that glow to it even when I powder. And I want to still have glow, but I don't want to be glowy in the sense where I'm dewy and like tacky on the skin. So it gives me that effect without making my skin more greasy and oily. And it's the only one I feel actually shows up when you mix it in your foundation. And then I have the LA Girl Pro Perfect Oil Control Multitasking Setting Spray. I think this is pretty good. It gives you like a slight matte finish. I'm actually gonna put some on right now. The only thing is I'm not a fan of the sprayer. You will get a little bit of like chunky splotch on your face. But for the mattifying effect, I think it does do that. It helps melt my foundation in and like the powders in, because I use a lot of powder, so it kind of melts it down. And overall, it's a pretty good setting spray. And it does give like a matte finish. It's just not the best sprayer, but for a more affordable option, I think this is pretty good. And then we're going into the NYX Fat Oil Stick Click Shiny Lip Balms. Actually, I think these are nice. They're a shiny lip balm, basically it. They're not as goopy and thick as the ones from Tarte, so I actually prefer these over the Tarte ones, and they're more affordable. They have a lot of options. They just feel really nice and hydrating and comfy on the lips, so I really like these. They're just not overly melty. They have a melty element, but they're nowhere near melty like the Tarte ones. And then we're getting into these DedeSignature Lippies. I think these are so good. I rarely put a gloss like higher up on a ranking, but I really like these glosses from DedeSignature. They have good pigmentation. They're plushy, comfortable on the lips. They don't get all stringy and weird or like, you know, gather anywhere on the lips. And the shades they came out with were stunning. I got these in PR and I love them. And the lip liners too are the wood pencils, but they're creamy, but they last. They stick on the lips. So these are a nice little combo. I love the lip kits that they came out with. And then we're getting on to the Smashbox Halo palette. This is the Sculpt and Glow Face Palette in Coral Saturation. It's pretty high up there because I actually like all of the products that are in here, and that can be hard sometimes with the face palette, but I think the highlighter is nice and has a nice golden sheen. I love the blush options. I think the bronzer is nice. I actually have the bronzer on right now, and it's a good one. It's not overly warm. It's like a perfect shade for my skin tone, and I've traveled with this, and I think it's nice. Now, I said I was going to stop buying face palettes, but I picked this up on the 21 Days of Beauty Style, and I'm happy that I did because I think it's a nice product overall. And then another like little kind of face palette, well, it's more of a blush palette, is the Blush Trio palettes from DedeSignature. I put these up there because I love them. They have beautiful shades. I got these in PR, but there's like a warm one with orangey reddish tones. And then there's this one, which I think I gravitate to this one the most, with the pinks, the burgundies, and this light pink shade. I actually can use pretty much all of them. I mean, this one's a little bit light for my skin tone, but I can easily mix it with the other shades to like lighten things up. And I think these are nice. They're pigmented. You want to go in with a light hand, because it can get intense. You can get intense clown cheeks, but the formula overall is nice, blendable. These are really beautiful blush palettes from DedeSignature. And then we're getting into some lippies. So I really enjoyed this lippie from MAC. These are the Lock Kiss inks. These are their, I think, matte liquid lipsticks. They're actually quite comfortable. I only have one shade. This one is Posh. Got this from the 21 Days of Beauty Style, and I really like it. If they ever go on sale again, I would pick them up. I don't know if I necessarily would pick them up on full price, because there's a lot of lippies that are cheaper that are liquid lipsticks that I would pick up before these, but it was a nice, comfortable liquid lipstick. Dry down, transfer proof, but didn't like dry out your lips. And they have tons of shades. I mean, MAC is good with providing all the lippies you could possibly need. And then that brings me to the other Lock Kiss lippie. This is like in a bullet form, and it's also like a matte formula, And I prefer this kind of application of a matte Lippie more. It's like a matte balm, but it's pigmented. It's beautiful. I have a few shades of these. This one right here is Mullet Over and Over. A nice like kind of like nudie peach shade. They're really nice, super pigmented, but MAC is just good at making lip products. Another matte Lippie that I also thought was nice and I like just a little bit more. It is the Nabla Beyond Blurry sheer lipstick. This is one of the shades I have. This is Saint. I have a couple shades, and I think this is also a really nice formula. And I think I put this up a little higher because it does have that blurring effect, so it kind of smooths out the lips. And they're really nice, good pigmentation. I wouldn't say they're necessarily sheer by that name. It's a little misleading. Sheer lipstick. I feel like they definitely have pigment to them. And then we're getting into some liquid cheek products. So the DedeSignature liquid blushes are beautiful. They are pigmented. You don't have to go on with a lot, but just a little bit goes a long way. You can sheer it out. You can build it up to get intense clown cheeks if you want. The shade options are stunning. They have so many different shades from lighter to deeper tones. And I just love how easy it is to blend these. I love the colors that I got from them. These I also got NPR. They're just gorgeous. Like they put trending colors. They're easy to use. And you get so much formula. These would last forever. They're pretty comparable to like the Juvia's Place ones or the Rare Beauty ones. And I think they're more affordable than both of them. Maybe in the same price range as Juvia's Place, but they're stunning nonetheless. Gorgeous. And then the other liquid blush that I put a little higher because it's more affordable, it's the e.l.f. liquid blushes, the Camel liquid blushes. These are so good. These are also pigmented, reminds me of the Rare Beauty, Juvia's Place, the DedeSignature ones, and they're, you know, quite affordable coming from e.l.f., but they're beautiful, blendable, pigmented. You can go full on clown cheeks, you can sheer them out. I really like this formula. It was so easy to work with. Like it instantly blends into the skin. Now we're getting into this DedeSignature highlighter. I've actually used this a lot. This is in a love category. Like I'm at the top ones now. And this is their Dazzling Bronzer Highlighter. It is gorgeous, and I love that it has different strips, so I can go like a little bit more of a lighter pink, I can go goldeny, I can go a little deeper, use it as a blush topper, and I've gotten so much use out of this highlighter. I've traveled with it. I think it's beautiful. It just leaves just the most gorgeous glow, and it's not thick. It has like little fine sparkles to it, and I love that you can kind of customize based on where you go in the pan and what kind of shade you want on the cheeks. This is a beautiful formula. I hope DedeSignature comes out with more highlighters because I think they're got a really good formula going on. And this also was sent to me in PR. Now we're getting into a eyeliner. This is the DHC liquid eyeliner. I actually have this on. I think this is a really nice liquid eyeliner. It honestly could have been higher up on the ranking. There's just a lot of products that I really adored even more above this one, but it's nice. It's easy to use. I got this off of Amazon, off of recommendation from Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner, and she was not lying. It has great pigmentation. It hasn't dried out on me, and I've used it for a while now. The only thing is it is a brush tip, so sometimes the little hairs kind of come down, but it's still working fine. You can do a really precise line. It's a gorgeous liquid liner, and I probably will continue to pick that one up because I've been trying to find the perfect liquid liner, and I think that's it. And then we're gonna get back into Lippie products. So I have the Nabla. This is the Beyond Jelly Sheer Lipstick. I love this. It's a glossy stick. Gorgeous shades. This one is a Nocturna. I have a lot of shades of these. I think they're beautiful. I love it. They're a little bit on the more sheer side, but you can build them up. And I just love the nice glossy sheen, and it wears nicely on the lips. Like it fades gracefully and it doesn't like smear all over the place. I do like this formula a lot. And then we got some more Lippies up here. I have the Benefit Benetints, right? Is that what they're called? These are the moisturizing matte lip tints. I have Cream Puff. I like these. These are those like kind of powdery, not powdery, moussey kind of texture lippies. They're really nice. They're those like comfort matte lippies where it has more of a matte touch to it. It's not like necessarily transfer proof, but it wears longer than like a normal lipstick. So I love that. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Kaleidos ones. I do feel like the Kaleido ones might be a little bit more thicker to them. There's more of a thinner quality, less moussiness than the Kaleidos ones, but overall the effect I feel is similar. And then it also brings me to the ABH ones. These are their what are these called? Rouge textured mousse lippies? No, lip velvets. Oh my gosh, this is the shade Cool Brown. I have some other colors. This one too kind of has a moussey one to it. I feel like this one has a little bit more pigmentation to it. And I have a bunch of different shades. I do feel like I wish it would expand the shade range and have a little bit more variety, because it was hard picking shades, because when you look at them in the tubes, they almost all look quite similar to one another. Like these are two different shades. I mean, you can see the difference in this one, but then I have another one, and they're just like slightly variations of like pink and peach. So I do wish that they would have some more bolder, fun, brighter colors in the range, but the formula is really beautiful and nice. And then the other thing that's super high up there is the e.l.f. Camel Bronze Contour Liquid product right here. I put this one higher up than the blush because it is a beautiful shade for me. It is hard to find a bronzer that doesn't lean super warm. I do have more like pinkish reddish undertones to my skin. Like when I get sunburn, I get red. When I tan, there's like a reddish hue underneath it. So I always am looking for more of a pinker reddish undertone bronzer. I would say this one's more neutral, but I love that it doesn't lean super warm. It is blendable, pigmented, easy to use, instantly blends into the skin, and it might be one of my most favorite liquid bronzers that I have found, and it's on the affordable end. That's why I had to put it so high up there. And now we're getting into, I think, top 4. We're at the top here. So at the 4th place is the One Size Beauty Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. If you want to stay matte all day long, lock that makeup in. It's wedding season, you're an oily skin girl, or you just want your makeup not to slip off your face at a big event, or just in general when you're out there festival season, this will be your go-to. Most mattifying setting spray I have ever tried in my life. It's straight up like putting hairspray on your face. It really is. It's probably not good for your health, but no. It has a lot of fragrance to it. Be mindful, do not open your mouth when you put this on. It does feel like you're putting on hairspray. It might even be hairspray, which I know hairspray can also set makeup. Don't do it. But anyways, it is very, very mattifying setting spray. And then we get number 3. I put these together. The Good Apple Bronze Sculpting Balm Duo and the Good Apple Blush Balm Duos. These are from KVD. I feel like these are so underrated. At least I haven't seen them really been talked about on like, you know, the videos and channels that I watch, but they're so good. Like, they're creamy, blendable, balmy, pigmented, gorgeous. I love this one. This one has a cool option and a warm option. They both work my skin tone. I can mix them or I can use them separately. They're just so melty but so blendable. Like, look at that. Look at that. And they have good pigmentation, but you can share them out if you need to. And I love them so much. I love the blushes too. All the different options they have. I wish that they would extend like the shade range for the blushes. But this one is Secret Thicket. It has like a kind of mauve side, kind of a reddish side, reddish berry. And then this one is the lighter one and Elusive Orchard. It has more of like a nudie one, a more like corally shade. They're so they're almost kind of balmy and moussey at the same time, but the shades, the blendability, the creaminess of them are so good. I've been reaching for those so much. That's why I have to put them high up there. And then we're at number 2, the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. This is so nice. It's a satiny natural foundation. It can give you up to medium coverage, and this is the first time I've ever found a foundation that actually truly worked for me from e.l.f. And the shade surprisingly works for me quite well too. This is medium neutral, and I used to feel like their foundations always leaned a little bit on the warm end, but this one actually works really well for me. I kind of have a warm foundation on right now, but the shade is actually perfect. I love the coverage, how it's buildable, how it's natural. It kind of gives me the vibe of the foundation that I have on right now, the Easy Blur from Huda Beauty. I felt like maybe this is slightly more coverage. And it's a little bit thicker. This one is a little bit more thinner, and this one's more blurry. But overall, that satin natural buildable finish is gorgeous on the skin, and it actually lasts pretty well on my oily skin. Like, I'm actually really impressed by this. And then we're finally at number 1 in the ranking, and whew, I was trying to talk fast, but it's the Milani Conceal Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. I'm shocked that this is number 1 because I've tried so many good things. You guys saw a lot of good products, but this is hands down the most blurring smoothing primer I have ever tried. It literally makes my pores disappear. I have fine lines. I have all the things on my face, and it literally makes me have a smooth, gorgeous canvas for my skin. And like when foundation and everything goes over, everything just looks flawless. It's not necessarily a miracle, but it's close to it, okay? It really does do that blurring effect. It does have a cooling, kind of tingling sensation to it, but it's like this, I don't even know how to describe it. Kind of like whipped, moussey texture to it, but it just glides right on the skin, and it also makes your skin feel soft when it goes on. It's just a really nice product. Now, it's not mattifying necessarily or supposed to do an effect where it makes your makeup last longer. So I just pair this with mattifying primer. So I put a mattifying primer on, and then I put this in the areas where I have a lot of texture and enlarged pores, and it makes the perfect combination. And I had to put this as number 1 because it's the best thing I've ever found at making me look more blurred and flawless on the skin. Now, it is pricey for a drugstore. I think it might be almost 20 bucks, or is it 20 bucks? That's a lot for a drugstore product, but I feel like drugstore brands have really been hiking up their price. But at least with the hiked up price, they've hiked up the quality, because this is very good. Feels like a high-end product. That was everything for this ranking. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. Knowing me, I probably did, but I pretty much loved all these products. Some were meh, some were like neutral, and then most of it was like I really like to just flat out love. So I hope this ranking was helpful in letting you know whether these products might work for you or not, if you're curious about any of these things. And, you know, based on what I said, whether they would be a good product or a bad product for you. You guys will now have to let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments below? Have you tried any of these products? Do you love them, hate them? Or are there other products that I should try out that you're loving on? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the products linked. I'll have all the videos of where I use these products in camera if you want to see them in action, and you know, other videos you might be interested in watching, as well as my makeup will be linked. Like I said, I did film this video, should either be up or coming very soon, but everything I'm wearing will also be linked. I will also have my contact on my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, for supporting my channel, being amazing. I just appreciate you guys all so much. And I hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.